Live from the Formula Podcast studio. You are now tuned into the Unscripted with Trillion Cuts.
Yo. Welcome to another episode of Unscripted with Trillion Cuts. I'm your host, Trillion Cuts, and today I got a special guest in the building. I got 1/3 of Lyrics and Libation. I got Simon Sed in the building. What's going on with you, man?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming through. So, just to get started, what's the origin of your name? How did you come up with your name?
Yeah, man. So I got to shout out my brother, Faba Van Exel. He's the one who came up with the name. Way back in the day when I first started making music, I went by DCAT, and that was just like a abbreviated version of my government name. So I never really loved it. So I was workshopping new names. And my last project I released as DCAT was called Sedatives and Stimulants. So the reason I spell Sed, S-E-D, is sort of like a throwback or a callback to the last project I dropped before I switched names. He came up with the name Simon Sed because my dad's name is actually Simon. So it's sort of like an ode to him as well. But I didn't really realize at the time that a bunch of people would call me and know me as Simon, which is sort of weird. But yeah, that's the origin of the name right there.
Okay, and so just to kind of go back, when did you first fall in love with hip hop? Was it a song or anything that kind of touched you that made you want to get into it?
Definitely a fan first. And growing up, I was born in 1990, 90s kid. So, hip hop was already like the dominant force in pop culture, popular music. So I was just listening to what everybody was listening to, like Get Rich or Die Trying, Nelly, like that era, was what I was tuned into. But then when I think I was in 5th grade, and my older sister gave me her entire CD collection, and there were 2 CDs in there. One was 3 Feet High and Rising by De La Soul, and the other was Power in Numbers by Jurassic 5. Gotcha. And those 2 CDs in particular, really kind of sucked me in. And I was listening to them all the time, and I realized, it kind of opened my eyes up to this world of music that isn't popular, basically, that I was really drawn to. And then my freshman year in high school, there was this dude, David. I always had my CD player on me wherever I went, and he asked me what I was listening to, so I popped open the CD player, and he saw it was that Jurassic 5 CD, and he was like, "Oh, you like that kind of hip hop?" And he just dropped everything on me, all the stuff that I really kind of what I would consider myself really shaped me as an artist and grew up on. So a lot of the early 2000s alternative underground stuff, the Rhyme Sayers movement out in Minnesota, Def Jux, LP, MF Doom, all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you co-founded Lyrics and Libation in, I want to say 2013, and y'all expanded to Indianapolis. What inspired Lyrics and Libation?
Yeah. So. I got to give a huge shout out to my brother, Blaze, big old little young Blaze. So when I moved to Chicago in 2012, I quickly became friends with him through a really wild story, but essentially through a YouTube music channel, actually, is what connected us. This dude, Bill, Uncle Terry, got to shout out him as well. But anyways, me and Blaze would go to this same dive bar a lot that had an open mic that we would go perform at. But the real motivation was the dive bar had super cheap and strong drinks. So we were there all the time, just, drinking, having fun, whatever. And we were there enough that we got to know the owner of the bar. And she eventually told us, hey, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday nights, I'm not getting a lot of draw. Do you guys want to do something? So the first LNL was just a show we curated at this bar. And then it went really well. And she was like, you can do this weekly. But we knew we couldn't curate a new show every week. So that's when we were we got to make it an open mic. And it became a weekly open mic from there. And the name really stems from... the bar was called Lily's, and it was on Lincoln Avenue in Lincoln Park. So we kind of wanted to keep the alliteration going. So it was Lyrics and Libations at Lily's on Lincoln. We were drinking plenty of libations as well at the time. Me and him are both lyricists. So that's just sort of how it came to be.
Okay, so what's one of the most surprising things that happened at a Lyrics and Libation show? It could be performance, moment of connection, something that just stuck with you.
Yeah, man. I think so when we first started, we were splitting the night with a blues duo. So they would like have the first half of the evening, and then we'd have the back end of the evening. Okay. But they were super cool. And would stick around for our event, and it would kind of turn into this like really interesting blues influenced jam session. Okay. So we would have like the guitarist and the bassist and drummer and then the MCs, and it was like this really interesting thing that like has always stuck with me and was like a real big part of the kind of early formation of the vibe.
So is that like a thing that's consistently like as far as having a band at the event?
Yeah, so we love when we get musicians at the event, but it is the core reason for why we always close it out on a cipher, and why we always like you are a spotlight producer. You know, it's why we always have a spotlight producer and we have a cipher, because that spontaneous energy of just being creative in the moment with other artists and musicians is definitely like core to the energy and foundation of Lyrics and Libations, which is why I refuse to get rid of the cipher. Like, it's got to be a part of the event. Yeah.
Okay, so like you wear multiple hats, from like co-host to community builder to artist to father to coach. Like, how do you find balance in all that?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's certainly not easy. I do it haphazardly, bouncing from thing to thing. But really, the only reason I'm capable of doing all that at once is I do have a tremendous support system behind me. So like, my wife is incredible, my family's incredible, her family's incredible. So I have a ton of help and support that allows me to be able to, I'm a father first, obviously, and I support my family first, financially is the main goal, and then, then everything comes after that. But I'm just someone who I throw myself into my hobbies and my passions, and it's just kind of who I am. So I'm either firing on all cylinders or something's wrong. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or I'm lacking in a serious way.
Got you. It's like with coaching, you're coaching what?
Yeah. So like 5, 6, 7-year-olds.
Yeah. So like, how do you manage that? Like, cause I'm coaching 8 and 9-year-olds. They're a little more manageable. Yeah. But I got like 1 or 2 that be kind of wandering off in space, and you got to kind of bring them back, pay attention, focus. Yeah. Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you balance all that out?
Yeah. So I think it can be challenging at times, and sometimes you just gotta let a kid wander. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes like, all right, he's not catching the lesson today. I think the weirdest part about it is like finding the balance of like being a disciplinary figure for other people's children, especially that young. Like, you don't know what their parenting style is and what's appropriate, so that can be a challenging thing to figure out. But like, I've with my son, I'm not worried about that, but with other people's kids, it can be a weird, like, I want the kids to like figure out their own social dynamics, but like at certain points it feels like I have to get involved, so just finding that balance.
Okay, your website says you encourage artists to release new music every third Thursday in 2025. 2025. How did that idea come about? Yeah,
so part of it was just part of it is Rhetoric and I have been working a lot together, and me and him both have been guilty of just like letting stuff pile up in the hard drive and not putting music out. So part of it was our own motivation to just be like, let's get this music out there. Okay, you know what I mean? Okay. But also, I think the same is true for many artists. Like, that's not unique to us. So we wanted to inspire people to release music and have a reason to do it other than, just themselves, like to be a part of a bigger movement. You know what I mean? And just inspire people to put stuff out, because it's not doing anyone any favors sitting on your hard drive. You know what I mean? And it's a hard lesson I've had to learn over the years. I've been doing this a long time. And, I get it, like wanting to have the perfect rollout and the, all the planned promo, and I'm not advocating for it. Like, I never tell people like, oh, you should do what I do or follow me. Like, I'm still figuring things out too. But ultimately, like, it can't reach anyone if it's not out. You know what I mean? So that's really just the energy we wanted to bring to this year. We changed venues this year. It was kind of like a renewal. And
Got you. And like, many artists struggle with confidence, stage fright, and finding a platform. What advice do you give to artists walking into a Lyrics and Libation show?
Yeah, so we get a lot of artists who, or at least a handful of artists who, like, this is their first time ever hopping on stage, or one of their first times ever hopping on stage. And sometimes they'll come up to me and ask me, like, you know, for tips or advice. And for me, like, the whole purpose of the vibe we curate at Lyrics and Libations is, like, this is a place where you can feel free to make those mistakes. Like, if you forget your lyrics mid-song at Lyrics and Libations, like, you're met with applause and encouragement. And that's a very intentional vibe that we curate, because I've been a part of open mics and events before where, like, you know, if you're whack, or like you don't do well, you get like booed off stage, or like the energy isn't there to support you, and like that's not what we're about at all. Like, you know, my advice is, if this is something you want to do, get out there and do it. And some people do, like, kill it their first time, but that doesn't mean they're going to kill it their second time or their third time. Like, the mistakes are a part of the process. They're a necessary part of the process. Like, you got to do it, and you got to learn from it, you know?
I think we kind of jumped the gun, like, because it's viewers out here that don't know what Lyrics and Libation is. So if you can kind of describe it, how would you describe it?
So L&L is, Lyrics and Libations is really grown to be an event series. So it's not just the open mic, but at the core of it is the open mic, open mic night. So in Indianapolis, that's every third Thursday. So it's a monthly event every third Thursday, currently at the Health Club in Broad Ripple. You know, it's a place that's built on a few different principles. One is that, you know, music and art is beautiful, and we want more of it. You know, and we want to encourage more of it to be out in the world, like the 2025 campaign to release more music. And that the best way to experience music is in person. And with that, you know, connection, you know, where you can really feel it and be in the same room as it. Like, that creative energy is infectious. Like, we really believe that. And then, you know, other than that, the other, like, core principle of it is iron sharpens iron, right? So that's why we have the featured acts and the spotlight producers. So no matter what month you come out to, you know, we're blessed that most of our regulars are fire. You know, like we attract really talented artists. But no matter what month you come out to, you're going to see something elite happen, and you're going to be shoulder to shoulder with it. You know, so it's about like lifting our city, but any city we're in, like lifting the community up to a higher tier by that belief in that, like, if you're around it, if you're around that high level, you will, even if it's not conscious, you'll be learning. You know what I mean? Gotcha.
Like, if you could invite like any artist, dead or alive, to a Lyrics and Libation show to be the headline artist, who would it be? And why?
So I think my answer to that would have to be MF Doom. So Doom is sort of the, I know a lot of people aren't hip to him, but he's sort of the archetype and in some ways the face of like the kind of abstract alternative type of hip hop that I fell in love with at an early age, and that really like raised me as an artist. So I feel like Doom is just like, he's got that aura of mystique around him, but he's also just like such a pillar of that type, that kind of subgenre of hip hop that was really my first love. So
okay, and I don't mean to put you on a high seat, but I gotta get you at least once. Who would you put on your Mount Rushmore of performers that's already previously been a part of Lyrics and Libation?
Oh man, we've been doing this for almost 3 years, and we've had a lot of elite talent on our stage. The first one I'll give you, which is easy for me to do, the first answer is easy, is Van Ghost. So Van Ghost, who over time now has quickly become like one of the homies, like part of the crew for sure. But the way we found him is he just popped out to Lyrics and Libations one month, had no idea who he was, but like literally one song, and I was like blown away, like shocked by his talent. And I was just like, I have to know who this person is, you know, and we've gotten to know him. Our families know each other. Like he's definitely one of our people now. But he really blew me away. He's been a featured act already. He's been a spotlight producer already. And Redrick and I are making music with him. Or like we've got a bunch of our releases of 2025 have been over his beats, or some of my music I've released this year is with him. But yeah, so Van Ghost for sure, number one. I'm gonna give give the nod to Woog for sure. Woog and Skip, I'll say.
Okay.
So the first one that we did in Indy in March of 2023, we reached out to Skip to be our featured act, and Skip asked if he could like split it or like bring Woog with him. Okay. And I was already hip to Skip and how dope he. That's why we reached out to him. Admittedly, I was totally asleep on Woog. So that was. So he came and he performed Self-Medicate, and like that's when I knew. I was like, oh, we're dealing with someone who's like a cut above, you know what I mean? So that was like a shocking experience. Like that was very impressive to me. And then on top of that, when we had our 2-year anniversary, we booked Woog for that, and he packed the house. Like you could literally feel the building like moving underneath you. Like he just said, like. So much love for him, and you could literally like feel it, you know. So a big shout out to Woog and Skip. And let's see, you said Mount Rushmore, so I got to give you one more, right?
Yeah. I mean, well, you said they was on the same show, so you can kind of count them as one. So
I got to shout out the homie Jason Bain.
Okay.
So I was already like hip to him as well before he ever came out to Lyrics and Libations. Definitely, you know, veteran of the Indianapolis scene, and he's been putting in crazy work this year. But he started coming to Lyrics and Libations and became like just one of our. Like every single month after month after month, just supporting and coming out, consistent support, which like really raised the level. Like when you have people of his talent consistently support, like it helps build the community in a very serious way. And in fact, we have him as our featured act this month. So November 20th at the Health Club, Jason Bain will be our featured act. Long overdue, in my opinion. But you know, he's been wanting to build up his catalog again, which he's been doing. I mean, a song a week all year long is crazy work. You know, I've been doing a song a month, and I'm barely pulling through to the end of the year. You know, so bro's been going off with it. But yeah, so got to shout out Bane just for the consistent love and always bringing, like, you know, he's just such a talented MC, just such a consistent MC. And we've just, you know, we've had so many people come out. One of our other more recent featured acts, like we booked him as a featured act off the strength of just seeing him at the open mic. So the month that Keezy, Arizona was our featured act, he performs with the Sutherland Collective, and their saxophonist, his name is Saber Agnew.
I think I was at one of those shows.
Oh wait, you were the spotlight producer the month.
Okay,
Saber, right? No.
That name sounds familiar.
What month were you?
He had like a chick
producer?
singing with him. Like it was a chick singing with him. Like she was singing his hooks.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Keezy did. Yeah, for sure.
I think I was there.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I came to like 2 of them.
Yeah. All right. Bet.
And then one when TGI Free came in there and he did.
And shout out to Free for sure. Free not only like, you know, packed the house out and brought the band and like totally tore down, like one of my favorite performances on our stage, period. But Free is also one of the dudes who, like, I got so much respect for that dude, man. He just like, he could have such a bigger ego about him, but like he pops out to L&L all the time. Like sometimes he performs, sometimes he doesn't. Like sometimes he's just there to show love. But like, man, so much respect for Free. But anyway, Saber Agnew was the saxophonist for Keezy that night. Okay. But he performed as part of the open mic, and just again, his voice, the music just like shocked me, blew me away. Had to book him as a featured act just off the strength of that performance. You know, so
that's what is that for? We at for? Or you got one?
I don't know, man. 5, 6. Yeah. I mean, yeah, man. So many people. Like another person that comes to mind, just, you know, off the top of the dome, kind of in that same vein as Free, who's just like shown love over the years, but also crazy performance. L&L's Cortland Tunstill, you know. So that's another dude. Just Don. I mean, so many, man. We've had so many crazy performers.
So like from a promoter standpoint, or what's it like? Organizer standpoint, like what's one of your biggest struggles, like from moving into Chicago, from Chicago to Indianapolis? Like what would you say is like one of the biggest struggles of that?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think no matter where you are, the biggest struggle, and it's not getting any easier, especially after like COVID and everything, is just convincing people to come out, like to leave their homes and their couches and Netflix and whatever, you know what I mean? Just like motivating people to come out and be a part of it physically. Like that's always the challenge. Like the biggest currency in this world it's not money, it's people, right? Like attention, attendance, like that's what counts, you know? So that's always, you know, top of mind. You know, moving it from Chicago to Indy in particular, like this is not a one-man show, or it's not a one-man job, I should say. So for me, like the reason it took so long to bring it to Indy was like finding someone I could trust to help me carry the burden of doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which obviously I did find eventually. But yeah, I would say those are the biggest challenges.
Okay. So for the listeners who are creators themselves, what are 3 things you believe every creator should be doing in 2025 to stay relevant?
Every creator should be doing in 2025 to stay relevant.
Or moving into 2026.
Yeah, right. It's closing in on us, man.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, as I've gotten older, I've realized, like, you know, I've gone through different phases where I've thought, like, you know, I'm like a purist and elitist, or I thought I knew what I was doing, and I think I have enough life experience now to, like, let go of some of that arrogance. Like, I'm a firm believer that, like, I'll never ask anyone to follow me, or like they should put their trust in me or my advice. I have learned a lot over the years. Yeah. I would say the number one thing is, like, people don't know you have content if it's not out, you know? So again, just going back to, like, inspiring people to put it out, you know? And like, once it's out, like, and trust me, I get it. Like, you want to have, like, the perfect rollout. Like, you want to have the reels leading up to it, and then the single, and then the video, and then this, and have it all planned out. And in an ideal world, you have all that, but like, the world is rarely ideal, especially for artists who are, like, oftentimes, like, struggling or having to work the 9 to 5 too. You know, so, like, for me, I personally have had to let go of, like, needing it to be perfect. Like, for me, it's like, put it out there, and once it's out there, you can always re-promo it. You know, you can keep turning people's attention to it, you know? So it's just about I would say, be vulnerable. You know, be vulnerable about the process, be vulnerable about, like, all of it, you know, as an artist, be vulnerable to the world, because that is what is relatable to people. You know, don't be scared of putting yourself out there and being vulnerable. And also, like, you know, for lack of a better term, touch grass. You know what I mean? Like be a familiar face, be a person out in the scene. Like, if you want love from the scene, if you want love from your city, you want
go out, shake hands, hold
get
babies,
out there, man.
take pictures.
Yeah, exactly. Like, for real. Like, so those are always going to be my biggest pieces of advice, is, like, put stuff out. Don't hang on to it for the sake of hanging on to it or waiting for that perfect moment. Because you can always create more art. Like, we hope you do create more art. And also, just, like, get out there, you know?
Okay, so, like, where do you see Lyrics and Libation going in the future?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think of L&L as, like, it has grown to be, and always has been in some ways, like, much bigger than just the open mic. I mean, the open mic is, like, the core of it. Like, that's the heart of L&L. Like, the open mic, giving people a safe place to express themselves, and a stage where they can be encouraged and shown love and grow as artists, and, like, sharpen their craft amongst, you know, other talented artists. But it's really, you know, the word community gets thrown around a lot, kind of as a buzzword, you know. And I don't like that. And I use the word community a lot intentionally, and, you know, what we do as L&L, because I really do believe in it as a community, as, you know, bigger than music even. Like, and a community requires some degree of selflessness, like, by definition. Like, it's not about me, it's not about, you know what I mean? So, like, I really want it to be about connection. But I do want it to be also known as not just the open mic, but an event series. So, like, you know, if Lyrics and Libations is on a flyer, like, that's going to be a high quality event. You know what I mean? Like, that's gonna be something where you will find value in it. There will be a high level of talent on display, and it's going to be, that event will go as it was said it was going to go. It's going to start at the time I said it was going to start. It's going to end at the time I said it was going to end. You know what I mean? Like, consistency, reliability, you know?
Okay, so, like, I'm gonna play a game with you that I usually play with all my guests.
Okay.
I kind of picked it up after, like, my last previous 4 or 5 episodes, I want to say. It's called Hot 10-Piece No Fries. So I'm gonna give you 10 either questions or statements, and you just kind of like finish the sentence the best way you can. You don't overthink. Don't.
All right. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, so here we go. If it wasn't for music, I'd be
depressed.
The moment I knew I had real talent was when?
My first time on stage, 2009.
One thing people get wrong about me is?
I have no idea what people get wrong about me.
Okay.
And I don't care.
Success to me feels like...
What is it? One more time.
Success to me feels like...
Building community.
Before I hit the stage, I always...
Get a little nervous. I get a little bit nervous right before.
When the cameras are off and the mic is off, I'm usually...
At home with the kids.
If money didn't matter, I'd be...
Pursuing music a lot more than my day job.
The word I value the most is?
Community.
The biggest lesson the game taught me is?
You got to forge your own path. You got to go out there and what you want, you got to get it yourself.
When it's all said and done, I want people to say
that I put the community first. I put the city first. I put the music and the culture first.
Okay. That was good answers. That was the 10. Okay, so like just to finish it off, like what legacy do you hope to leave through lyrics and libation and through your personal work in music in the community?
Yeah, man. A big part of my motivation is the people around me. So like my bond, with Rhetoric and Johnny DeJour, you mentioned I was 1/3 of lyrics and libations at the outset. And so the other, 2 of that here in Indy, I should say, are Rhetoric and Johnny DeJour.
You're going to have to get them on the show.
Yeah, man, for sure. You should, yeah.
I'm going to have to pop out and do some interviews at one of them or something. We're going to figure it out.
Yeah. But so Johnny actually, he's the only person other than me that has like seen it. So like when I talked about like the origins of LNL, like the first one was just a show we booked. Like Johnny was on that first show. Johnny's been the homie from, so the dude who gave me the name Simon Sed, Faba, him and Johnny used to be a band.
Gotcha.
And I kind of came up under their wing. My first performances were with them.
Gotcha.
And so Johnny's still in the mix. He's our resident DJ. He makes a lot of the beats I rap on. Crazy. He's a drummer. He's a guitarist, bassist, everything. That dude's a wild boy. I swear, like shows he used to be like playing guitar behind his head.
He'd be clowning.
Yeah, crazy stuff. And then, Rhetoric. That's my brother. It's not just, it's much deeper than music with him. It started with music, but it's much deeper than music. So part of it is I want to see them win. I want part of the legacy to be that like this lyrics and libations went from being like something we built to something that helps like sustain them and their livelihood. So I'd love to see it become a real model of financial success in music, but in a way that didn't sacrifice the love for it or the culture of it.
Gotcha.
And really I just want it to be known as a place of love and connection, that no matter if it says lyrics and libations on it, again, the consistency, the reliability, that'll be a high quality event, but also that it's an event where like you're gonna meet other people and feel that love for the culture and for the craft. Like that love is gonna be infectious, so that's really what I want above all else is like LNL is a place that fostered love for community and culture.
Got you. And like last question, this last one I'm gonna hit you with. If you could talk to your younger self before you started doing music, like right when you was about to start, what would you tell him?
Ooh. Be better at the gate. No, man, I would say first of all, like be open-minded to everything. My younger self was more, in some ways, much less confident, but in some ways, like too confident about like what I believed about music, like what is good hip hop or like whatever. So to let go of those notions and be more like open to just creativity and in general, not be so like narrow about what it should or shouldn't sound like. You know what I mean? just being more open-minded in that regard.
Okay, and for the people that's just now getting introduced to you through this show, like where can they find you at on social media? And
Yeah, for sure. So Simon Sed, that's SIMONSED. IG is probably where I'm most active, which is Simon_Sed, again, SED. For me, it's been more freeing to like care less about myself as an artist and care more about L&L, like the brand of Lyrics and Libations. So you can also follow Lyrics and Libations at Lyrics and Libations Indie. You can also lyricsandlibations.com has places where you can find me, but also the different ways to support the brand. So we got a whole new line of merch. Got the hat up there, so you
right
can.
There.
We got all different kinds of merch now available. But really, like, if you really want to know me as an artist, pop out to an L&L. Come out to an event. It's free, at least for now, every third Thursday. So come out and be a part of it and catch me in my element.
It's in Broad Ripple.
It's in Broad Ripple.
So make sure you
man.
pull up. If you're in the city, you from out of town, look up Broad Ripple. It's at the Health Club.
Yes, sir. It's at the Health Club. There are hosts and our sponsors. And for me, like, my love of it, like, I still love making music. Like, Rhetoric and I just put out an EP in October called Tri-State with the homie Fresh Kills out in Toronto. He's the producer on the project. Shout out to Van Ghost on some of the mixing and mastering on that joint as well. So check out the Tri-State EP, available everywhere. So still pushing the music, but like for me, the love of it is in live performance. So like I would much rather anyone see me live first before ever hearing me on wax. You know what I mean? Like so for me, it's like come feel the energy for real for yourself. And that's what I'm all about.
Okay, you want to leave with anything else?
Yeah, man. Just keep putting out music, keep being creative. Join us at Lyrics and Libations sometime. Check out the music, check out the homies. One last shout out to big old little young Blaze, Bully Blaze out in Chicago, Johnny DeJour, Rhetoric, all the homies, all the people who help us do what we do that we couldn't do it without, to the L&L community, man. This coming L&L is November 20th. We're shooting a video for one of the tracks off the new EP that's all about the L&L community. So if you want to be immortalized as a part of the L&L community, come out and be a part of the music video shoot. I just realized I have no idea when this episode is dropping, so it may be well after that.
Yeah, I got the calendar. I have to put it up.
But anyways, man, yeah, just come out, be a part of the movement. You don't have to come, whatever, no pressure. You come 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, doesn't matter, man. Just come feel the energy for yourself, and just contribute to the community, contribute to the city. That's all I got.
You heard that here. For one, I want to say I appreciate you for coming through.
Yeah, man. Thank you for
spending your
having
time with me, talking about your show, letting everybody know what's going on.
Yes, sir.
And this has been another episode of Unscripted with Trill and Cuts, and we out.